Okay, guys, so today is a book review. I apologize for the bad lighting. I can lift this up and it makes it a little better, but not really. Um, so I might redo this video, might not. I don't know. I might post it and then take it down, and then when I get my actual video camera that I'm gonna get for Christmas or my birthday, I haven't really decided yet. I might redo it and post it just so you guys see what it's about and everything. Now, but take it down and redo it when I get my camcorder for YouTube. So today is going to be a book review. I have about 5 or 6 different piles of books. I love books. Love to read books. We have a library, not in the town I live in, but in the town like 15 minutes from us. And my husband works in that town, so when I have to go and pick him up, I go to the library. I have a library card there, and they actually didn't charge me for the library card, unlike most libraries do. So, yeah, this is just me going to be doing all the books that I've bought, all my library books that I haven't took back yet, but they're not due yet. They're due like next week. And stuff like that. So they're going to be organized. They're in alphabetical order. Each stack is in alphabetical order. So the only stack that isn't in alphabetical order would be my Vampire Diaries stack, and that's just because the way I got the books, they're 2 books in 1 book. So, like, you'll understand when I get there. Okay, so the first stack that I'm gonna do is children's books, and no, it's not like pictures and stuff like that. It's chapter books, but like they're Disney books or something like that. The first one that I have is Return to the Isle of the Lost. I read the first one. I know there's more than just those two. I don't have all of them. I do plan to get all of them, but Return to the Isle of the Lost, I have not finished it yet, but Isle of the Lost was so good. I love that book. I didn't think I was going to love it because it wasn't nothing like the Descendants movie, but I really love it, and turns out it wasn't based on the Descendants movie. It happened before the Descendants movie, and this one happened after the first one, and so on and so on. So, yeah. So, I haven't finished reading this one but from what I've read so far, it's a really good book. I would recommend reading it if you have not already, and maybe one day I will get to finish it when I have spare time. The second book is Wonder. I have read this book, and I know there's more than just this book in the series, but like they have Augie and Me and stuff like that. I have not read Augie and Me. I started it, but I did not finish it. I have read this book, however, it is a really good book. I would recommend reading it. I got it from Walmart for $11.88 plus tax. It was on sale when I got it. It's probably less than that now. I'm not sure. It just depends on what Walmart you go to, where you're from, and what state you're in. This book I got from Barnes and Noble, and it was about $12 with tax. And but of course I didn't pay that much because I have a Barnes and Noble membership, and the membership's only $25 a year, and you get like so much percentage off of bestsellers and stuff like that. You should check it out. They do not sponsor me, so I'm not going to talk much about it because I don't want to get copyrighted or anything like that. But you should go to their website and check it out. Okay, that was my children's books: Return to the Isle of Lost and Wonder. Okay, so the next that I have is kind of like an unknown genre. I'll just go over them and tell you the books, what they're about, and what genre it says it is. The first book I have.
The question: the genres of unknown. The movie are action movie, mystery, and thriller.
Thanks for that. Anyway, sorry, that was my Echo Dot. this is the first book I have is Dumpling. It is a movie on Netflix. I have watched the movie. I've not finished the book. I'm very close to finishing the book, but I have not finished it yet. And from what I've read so far, it is really good. It has has another book. I'm not sure if it's the same, if it's a continuance or something. It just says don't miss the companion to Dumpling Pudding. It says it right there. So, and I'm not sure what genre this is. I guess you could say young adult, non-fiction, fiction, whatever. Just young adult. Yeah, probably just young adult. Yeah. Best fiction for young adults. Okay. So it's an young adult fiction. Okay. Really good. I have not read Pudding. I want to get Pudding and read it, but I have to finish this one first. And the book is in such a bad shape. Normally my books are in really good shape, but this book got shoved into the bottom of my backpack senior year. And yeah, that's just all I'm going to say about that one. So there's that book. The next book is Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. This was a really good book. I know there's more than just this book in the series. I just have not read them. This was a really good book. I even went to watch the movie in theaters. That was actually mine and my husband's very first date before we ever even started going out. We were just going as friends. We went to go see this movie, which is Love, Simon. But I got this book at Walmart for $8.78 plus tax, so probably about $10 or so. This book I also got from Walmart. I don't remember how much it was though, because I think I got it on clearance and I took the sticker off, so. But yeah. You can get these anywhere. You can get them at any bookstore. Walmart might still have them. I'm not sure. I know Barnes & Noble has all the books in this series. Plus, if there's any new ones, I'm sure it has it. But, yeah. Really good book. I do recommend you reading it. It is about a gay person, if you haven't already read it. For those that haven't read it, it is about a gay person. So if that's something that you're okay with, then you should really read it. If not, then nobody asked you to read it. The third book is We All Fall Down by Natalie D. Richards. It is a really good book. This book is what they call a suspense, a page turner. It is so good. It's really good. And then she has other books. Another book that she has is one was Lost. Another one is 6 months later. And yeah, so this is a really good book. I got this one from Walmart in Corinth. Actually, a ex bought it for me when we were going to see Downsizing when it first came out, the movie Downsizing. And I would recommend you read this book. It is a really good book. I know you can get it at Barnes & Noble because I seen it there the other day. And I'm sure you could get it at like a Walmart near you, or you could order it offline. I mean, they're not really hard to find. And I just realized I'm not telling you anything about what these books are about, so I will go back and tell you all. Okay, the next book stack is these. There are more than just these in the series, the two that I have. But I'm going to go ahead and review them. The following series, this is actually a movie. I do have the movie. The movie is actually what brought my attention to the books. If I see a movie, I have to watch it. Like if I see if I see a book that is based off of a movie, I have to read the book and watch the movie. And same if I see a movie and find out there's a book, I have to read and watch. I mean, I feel weird if I don't. This is a really good book. I do recommend you reading it. It is a really long book. It is called Fallen by Lauren Kate. It's really good. It is a really long book though. So, and I would say that it's probably a young adult fiction, because that's where I got it from in Barnes & Noble, was young adult fiction. Then the next book is A Love to Die For, Torment. That's the next book in the series. I also got it at Barnes and Noble. And at Barnes and Noble, they're $10.99 a piece, so they're like $12 tax and all, or $11.49. I think. I'm not really sure which one. This one still has my bookmarker in it. I haven't finished this book. I haven't even finished the first book. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books in this series so far. Yeah. So far, there are 6 books in this series. I do have a Passion. I either have Passion or Rapture. I'm not sure which one. Passion or Rapture on my phone. I do plan to get it in paper form, not phone form. But those are really good books to read. They're both teen fiction books. Okay, and these are the library books that I have. I'm going to actually turn these into 2 piles. These are the ones my husband got. You have Teen Titans Raven. I think that's the first one. If y'all have read this one and y'all know for a fact that this is not the first one, then please just let me know. I'm just going by what my husband told me. He said that this is the first one. And then you read this one about Beast Boy. And then you read Raven and Beast Boy. So, and we got these at our library in the town near us. And then he also got this one. I'm not really sure what it's about. I haven't read any of them. But, they seem like good books. Okay. So this is my library book that I got. It's called The Taking of Jake Livingston. Never read it. It looked like a good mystery book, kind of. So, I got it. Haven't read it yet, though. The next one I have is In Memory of Light. In the Memory of Light. This is a really, really good book. I've actually started reading it back in the 8th grade, and I never finished it, and I went to the library, and they had it, so I had to get it where I could finish it. I've not finished it yet. I plan to finish it by next week, though. Okay, and then my last one I have is The Vampire Diaries. This is what I mean. See, there's two books in one, so like The Awakening is in here, and The Struggle is in here. So the first and second book is in this one. And the third and fourth book is in this one. Fury and Dark Reunion. Trying to get the camera to focus. So, I did watch the show before I read the books, which was a huge mistake because now I can't even finish the first book. And then I found this one at Walmart just sitting on the shelf. It's it's just like a little book with all the secrets. It actually says Unlocking the Secrets of Mystic Falls. And then when you go on here, it's just like, this is what it looks like when you open it up. It looks like this, and then you turn the page, and it's like this. See? And then they have contents, forward, preface, and introduction, and then they have chapter 1, The Saga Begins, which is on page 13. And this is what it looks like when you get to chapter 1. So, and then, adapting the series, or how Phyllis Church become Mystic Falls and Elena become a brunette, because in the books it's basically telling you how everything changed from the book to the show, and then it tells you like some behind the scenes things, and there's there's a big old timeline here. Just hold on, let me see if I can't get it to show. See, there's a big timeline thing here in here, just folded in the pages. And then there is then there's this little, it says the Salvatore Brothers, and you open it up, and it's got those pictures that are, if you've seen the Vampire Diaries, those pictures that are in on the desk when they go to rescue his mother from the prison world. Yeah, it's got those two pictures. And it's just got little neat stuff like that in here. Yeah, and so that's that. And so now I'm gonna go back and tell you guys what all of them is about. For some of them, I'm just gonna be reading the back of them. I'm gonna start with the Fallen series. So it says, there's something achingly familiar about Daniel Gregory. Mysterious and aloof, he captures Luce Price's attention from the moment she sees him on her first day at Sword and Cross boarding school in Savannah. He's the one bright spot in a place where cell phones are forbidden. The other students are screw-ups, and security cameras watch every move. Except Daniel wants nothing to do with Luce. He goes out of his way to make that very clear, but Luce can't ignore the feeling that she's being pulled to him, drawn like a moth to a flame, but must find out what Daniel is so desperate to hide, even if it kills her. Dangerously exciting and darkly romantic, Falling is a page-turning thriller and the ultimate love story. So it's also a thriller. And if this is anything like the movie, like from what I read so far, it's similar to the movie. I can just give you a summary of the movie. Basically, Luce, which is this girl on the cover right here, Luce, she goes to this boarding school because her parents say that she's not mentally stable or something like that. And she goes to this boarding school, which is Sword and Cross, and she keeps getting drawn to this dude, and she keeps having flashes of him from like another time and everything. And I'm not going to ruin the movie for you, but there's also another guy there that she's also attracted to, and she keeps having flashes of him from another time. And it's a really good love story, really. It's really good. And Torment just kind of like continues that story. So the other ones. And the Memory of Light, I'm just going to read you what it says on the back. It says, the Memory of Light is filled with heart, trust, and beautiful revelations. It's a beacon of hope for those in the dark of depression. The book just might save your life. And then what it's about is Vicky Cruz shouldn't be alive. That's what she thinks anyways. And why? She tried to kill herself. But then she arrives at Lakeview Hospital where she meets Mona, the live wire, Gabriel the Saint, E.M., always angry, and Dr. Desi, a quiet force. With stories and honesty, kindness, and hard work, they push her to reconsider her life before Lakeview and offer her an acceptance she never had. Yet Vicky's newfound peace is as fragile as roses that grow around the hospital. And when a crisis forces the group to split up, sending her back to the life that drove her to suicide, Vicky must find her own courage and strength. She may not have any, she doesn't know. Inspired in part by the author's own experience with depression, The Memory of Light is the rare young adult novel that focuses not only on the events leading up to suicide attempt, but the recovery from one after living when life doesn't seem worth it, and how we go on anyway. So that's The Memory of Light. The Taking of Jake Livington says living in two worlds is exhausting, and no one knows this better than 16-year-old Jake Livington. His working class, diverse neighborhood is a far cry from the world of St. Clair Prep, where he is one of the only black students, constantly at the mercy of racist teachers and peers who don't understand him. But when his neighbor, a survivor of Grissy's school shooting, is murdered and the bloody initials of the now dead shooter, Sawyer Doom, Dune, after are left on the entryway hall of Jake's home, Jake is forced to confront another world he wishes he could escape, the world of the dead. As a medium, Jake sees ghosts around him all the time. Most are harmless, stuck in their death loops as they relive their deaths over and over again. They rarely interact with people, and while for the most of his life Jake has avoided them, this time there is no running away. Sawyer was a troubled teen who shot and killed 6 kids at a local high school before taking his own life. Now he's a powerful, vengeful ghost, and he has plans for his afterlife, plans that include Jake. When Sawyer begins stalking him, high school becomes a different kind of survival game, one Jake's not sure he can win. And then it says, something terrible happened in my neighbor's house. It's getting cold too fast, like the entire winter is dropping here and now. A shadow comes down like a blanket of ice as I search my 4 pockets, slacks, and hoodie. Where are my keys? There are moments when it controls me, the shadows, the darkness, moments when I become dizzy, undefined, just a floater like the failed test in my classroom. But I know my porch, a column of white balusters. I know my front door, deadbolt and handle that you push down to get inside. A freezing wind sweeps under my hoodie, pulling me backwards. I tilt my way into the house and click the door shut. My TV's playing from the living room. Somehow, Mom's out of town. Benji, I call. No answer. The air is cold inside, and the light is so dim that even the earth-toned prints of the wall have lost their luster. Around the entryway, I find the TV on Channel 2 News. We have to put a stop to gun violence. How many more people have to die? There's a headline with a picture of my neighbor, the son of the weeping couple. Mado Mooney, survivor of Hardage High School shooting, found dead in home. Oh my God, Mado is dead? So, that was the taking of Jake Livingston. Raven, it's when a tragic accident takes the life of 16-year-old Raven Ross, foster mom. In Raven's memory, she moves to New Orleans to rediscover and finish her senior year of high school. Starting over isn't even easy. Raven remembers everyday stuff like how to solve math equations and make pasta, but she can't remember her favorite song or who she was before the accident. And when impossible things start happening, Raven begins to think it might even be better not to know who she was before. But as she grows closer to her friends, her foster sister Max and Tammy Torres, a guy who accepts her for who she is now, Raven has decided if she's ready to face what's buried in the past and the darkness building inside her. So that's Raven. Beast Boy says Garfield Logan has spent his entire life being overwhelmed, even in a small town like Eden, Georgia. The 16-year-old with green streaks in his hair can't find a way to stand out. And the clock is ticking. Senior year is almost over. If Gar doesn't find a way to impress the social elite at Bull Creek High School, he will never know what it's like to matter. Gar's besties Stella and Tank don't understand why he cares what other people think, and they miss their funny pizza-loving, video game-obsessed friend. Then Gar accepts a wild dare out of the blue. It impresses the popular kids, and his social status soars. But other things are changing too. Gar grows 6 inches overnight. His voice drops, and suddenly he's stronger and faster. He's finally getting everything he wanted, but his newfound popularity comes at a price. Gar has to work harder to impress his new friends. The dares keep getting bigger, and the stakes keep getting higher. When Gar realizes the extent of his physical changes, he has to dig deep and face the truth about himself and people who truly matter before his life spirals out of control. Then Beast Boy and Raven says, it seems like years, but it's only been a few days since Raven Rolfe recovered her memories, trapped her demon father, Trigon, in her amulet, and had her heart broken for the first time. But she doesn't have to worry about the past. She has to focus on finding a way to get rid of Trigon for good. Garfield Logan still can't believe he has a power to transform into animals, but controlling his newfound abilities is difficult, and their unpredictable nature could have dangerous consequences. Knowing his parents keep this secret hidden from him only makes Garfield more alone. They're both seeking answers from the one person who seems to have them all figured out, Slade Wilson. When their paths cross in Nashville, Raven and Gar can't help but feel a connection. Despite the secrets they try to hide from each other, it will take a lot of trust and courage to overcome the wounds of their past, but can they find acceptance for the darkest parts of themselves, or maybe even love? So that's that. And then this one. This one says they were normal kids until they weren't. They were just kids and with the same problems as anyone. Victor Stone's mother wouldn't stop pushing him to be more than who he is. Tara Makarov's mom couldn't tell you a thing about her daughter if her life depended on it. Joey Wilson was drawing further away from his peers every day into a self-imposed world of silence, and Gar Logan had everything he could want except the answer to what is happening to him. Something that would happen to all of them. In a day their worlds shattered, Vic's skin became hard as metal, Tar's anger shook the world literally, Gar began to lose himself in the minds of every passing animal, no longer a boy but a beast, whose worse still their parents changed. Masks started to slip, the people who claimed to love them, they had become monsters all along, and then the visions began of a world that was not their own, and a girl who'd lost everything, a girl who needed their help to survive. They weren't just kids anymore, but what were they? Who were they? So, that's that. And then Return to the Isle of the Lost says Mal's an expert at intimidating her enemies, but she's broken the habit since leaving her villainous roots behind. So when she and her friends Evie, Carlos, and Jave receive threatening messages demanding they return home, Mal can't believe it. Sure, she's King Ben's girlfriend now, and she's usually nice to her classmates, but she still didn't think anyone could be silly enough to try to push her around. The thing is, it's kind of worked, especially since she and her friends have a sneaking suspicion that their villainous parents are behind these messages, and when Evie looks into her magic mirror, what she sees only confirms their fears. Maleficent, just a tiny lizard after her re-run with Mal at Ben's coronation, but she's the worst villain in the land for a reason. Could she have found a way to escape? Whatever's going on, Mal, Evie, Carlos, and Jane know they have to sneak back to the Isle and get to the bottom of it. Without its infamous leader, the island even worse than when they left it. But comforts of home, even as a home as gloomy as the Isle of the Lost, can be hard to resist for recently reformed villains. Will the kids be able to beat the evil bubbling at the Isle wicked core, or will the plot to destroy Auradon succeed? I'm sorry about that, guys. My throat's a little dry. And then Wonder. Augie Pullman was born with a facial difference that prevented him from going to a mainstream school until now. He's about to enter 5th grade at Beecher Prep, and if you've ever been the new kid, then you know how hard that can be. The thing is, Augie's just an ordinary kid with an extraordinary face. But can he convince his new classmates that he's just like them, despite appearances? And then we all fall down. Theo is impulsive, but telling his best friend Paige how he really feels, he has obsessed over this decision, and it's time. Tonight at the party on the riverbank under the old walking bridge, the site of so many legends of love and death, Paige has a crush on Theo since they first met, but she knows her feelings are one-sided. She's trying to move on, flirting with other guys, letting loose at the river is just what she needs, except a fight breaks out, and when Paige tries to intervene, Theo's fist lands on her face. Now Theo and Paige just want to forget the tragedy of how their friendship ended, but strange events keep drawing them back to the bridge. Something is determined to make them remember all that happened that night and pay for what they did. That's similar to what the book's about, but not really. I mean, yes, they love each other and neither one of them knows it, but like, she's going to summer camp for college or something like that, and he's at an uncle's house, I think. Maybe a grandpa's house. I don't know. It's been like years since I read this book, but it's really good. I would say it's more of a thriller than a romance, but it's a really good book. And then Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda says 16-year-old and not so openly gay Simon Spire prefers to save his drama for the school musical, but when an email falls into the wrong hands, his secret is at risk of being thrust into the spotlight. Now Simon is actually being blackmailed. If he doesn't play wingman for class clown Morton, his sexual identity will become everyone's business, whereas the privacy of Blue, the pen name of the boy he's been emailing with, will be jeopardized. With some messy dynamics emerging in his once tight-knit group of friends, and his email correspondence with Blue growing more flirtatious every day, Simon's junior year has suddenly gotten all kinds of complicated. Now change of verse, Simon has to find a way to step out of his comfort zone before he's pushed out, without alienating his friends, compromising himself, and fumbling a shot at happiness with the most confusing, adorable guy he's ever met. So that's Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. Okay, now Dumpling. Self-proclaimed fat girl Willow Dean Dixon, dubbed Dumpling by her former beauty queen mom, has also been at home with her own skin. Her thoughts of having the ultimate bikini body, put a bikini on your body with all her American Beauty best friend Ellen by her side, things have always worked. Until Will takes a job at Harvey's, the local fast food joint. There she meets private school Bo, a hot former jock. Will isn't surprised to find herself attracted to Bo, but she is surprised when he seems to like her back. Instead of finding new heights of self-assurance in her relationship with Bo, Will starts to doubt herself, so she sets out to take back her confidence by doing the most horrifying thing she can imagine, enter the Miss Teen Blue Bonnet beauty pageant, along with several other unlikely candidates, to show the world that she's deserving to be up there, as much as any girl does. Along the way, she'll shock the hell out of Clover City, and maybe herself most of all. I've almost finished this book. I'm where she gets in the pageant, and it is so good so far. I promise y'all. I'd really recommend you read it. And really do recommend that you read it. And these two are just, Vampire Diaries. You don't. I would recommend you read the books before you watch the show. So yeah. Now I'm just gonna go through and tell you where I got all these. Some of these I told you, some of them I did not. These, like I told you, I had a membership with Barnes and Noble, so I bought these, and I only paid $10 for each book, so $20 for both of them, and that's 4 books, so that's really good. And so I got these from Barnes and Noble. I got this one from Walmart. I did tell y'all where I got this one from Walmart. It was just laying on the shelf, and it was like $40, I think. $48, I think. Anyways, I had to beg my husband to let me get it. So those are those. That's where they come from, and you know about them. Okay, Wonder, told you I got it from Walmart. Told you what it was about. Told you the genre. All that. Oh, and it says, here's the series. It says 365 Days of Wonder, Mr. Brown's Precepts, Wonder, Augie and Me, The Wonder Stories, and We're All Wonders. So that's the series there. And then all the Teen Titans books I got from the library. This one I got from Barnes and Noble. I also had to beg my husband to let me buy this book. This one I got from the library. This one I got from the library. This one I got from the library. This one I got from Walmart. And this one I got from Walmart. And this one I got from Walmart, but I did not buy this. A ex bought that for me. And this one I got from Barnes and Noble, and this one I got from Barnes and Noble. And that is all. That's not all my books, but that's all the ones that I've reviewed. Most of my books did come from Walmart, because, would be at Walmart with my mom, and I'd ask her for one, so she'd buy it for me because her response was always that you're not out asking for drugs. So she didn't have a problem buying me books, really. My husband, he doesn't have a problem buying me books. It's just he doesn't like to when we don't have the money. So that is my book collection. That took 35 minutes to tell you about. So yeah. If there's anything else that you guys want me to do a review about, I might read one of the books. I might do a video reading one of the books. I'm not sure yet. It'd probably be posted in several parts though, because I can't read for that long. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I just want to say please like and subscribe. Have a blessed day.